But before we
Sure.
get there, I want to talk about, so this boy's life.
Mhm.
How does that lead to Hocus Pocus? I mean, where does Hocus Pocus come in?
Well, Hocus Pocus was, they were doing, casting this big Halloween movie with these kids and stuff, and it was something that was just happening through the audition circuit. I auditioned for it,
Hmm.
um, and God, I remember. What's actually funny? Not to like beat a dead horse bringing this up, but Leo was actually going to
Right.
do Hocus Pocus. He was going to be the kid in Hocus Pocus
Uh-huh.
early on, and he ended up not doing it to opt to go do a movie called Gilbert Grape. And I remember the script for
What
Gilbert
happened to this
Grape.
poor kid?
Yeah, I know, right? I remember the script for Gilbert Grape floating around agencies and management companies, like when it was sort of being shopped and stuff, and no one could make heads or tails of it. It was like, what is this strange indie film about? No. But
Yeah.
anyway, Hocus Pocus was going to be the big Disney movie with the kids and the whole thing. And anyway, yeah, Leo did
Didn't
that.
Kenny Ortega direct that, or is
Kenny
that? Am I?
Ortega directed it, who did all the
Okay.
High School Musicals, and I think he
Right.
did Newsies. Newsies was the one he did before Hocus Pocus.
Which
And
was with Christian Bale.
yeah,
Again,
with
it's like,
Christian Bale, exactly.
guy knows right.
Um,
Guy knows casting. That's for sure.
yeah, Kenny's great. Loved Kenny. But that was something I just, through the audition circuits, just ended up booking. I mean, it was, uh, it was an early job, and
So
it's
how
funny.
long before it becomes something that everyone kind of says, "Oh wow"? I guess when movies started to be seasonal, obviously Hocus Pocus, it's great for Halloween and it comes
Right.
back. When did you start noticing that it was like a thing?
Well, it's funny. We like it was, a Halloween movie. I think it came out in like May for some reason. I'm not sure why. It didn't
Yeah.
do well at all. It made like very little the opening, weekend. I remember Bette Midler making some public comment about, that it was a bomb or something. So it was just sort of generally agreed upon that it was the Disney Halloween bomb movie. I remember
Right.
that weekend. You know what? That weekend, what was the movie coming out? And everyone was like, "Oh, no one's going to go see that. Don't worry, we're fine. Opening weekend will be fine." I think it was Free Willy. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Free Willy.
Yeah, which became like a phenomenon.
Right.
But anyway, that was our competition opening. So anyway, yeah, Hocus Pocus just kind of fizzled out pretty quick. But I gotta give it up to Disney and the machine that they are, because through the way that Disney work does their, through rentals, through VHS, and
Hmm.
just the way it was kind of, their machine over the years, it became a thing that people were watching and got into. And it's funny because I didn't think about it at the time, but it's sort of been brought to my attention. Like there's not a lot of like Halloween themed movies with kids that where it's kind of fun and accessible
Mm-mm.
and the whole family can enjoy it. It's usually uh, something way too dark or something. But so
Right.
it kind of like inhabited this area that like a lot of people just over the years were like started getting into it. And it's way more popular now than it was when we made the movie. It's
Did they
wild.
ever contact you for the sequel to be a part of that in any type of
I remember
position?
talking to Kenny well, no, because I knew they was always talk about them possibly doing one at some point, but it was always going to be
Right.
about those three witches. It was about those
Of
women. I mean,
course.
that's
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus is, Beth, Sarah, Kathy, and what they did.
It's the Patrick Labyorteaux Show. Patrick Labyorteaux. He's the one you gotta know.